Brand new interview for Dragon Ball Daima by Akil Yoku. And there's a lot of information that was just unpacked in this brand new interview where it's covering and also officially connecting all the things about Dragon Ball Daima and Dragon Ball GT. So, in this interview, they're asking why was this anime created, and pretty much Akiyoko goes into explain many details and things that we didn't know, and pretty much explain that they all started 6 years ago, and stating that they wanted to create a series that was not connected to the movies, that was separate, and in this process, they wanted to create something from scratch, which also made Akira Toriyama excited. And pretty much the basis to this was that Akira Toriyama wanted to kind of get back to the core of Dragon Ball, which was finding the Dragon Balls because a lot of new fans, when people think of Dragon Ball, they really think of Dragon Ball Z of all the action-packed battles, and they don't really know the adventure side of things. And ultimately, they wanted to create something that had the spirit of GT. And pretty much you could kind of say this is GT 2.0 because they wanted to get that grand tour, and Dragon Ball Daima was them to explore the grand demon realm. So pretty much they wanted to recreate GT in the demon realm pretty much. And this time it was Akira Toriyama's idea to make everyone kids in the series instead of just only Goku. And also they wanted to make this be to the fans who watch Dragon Ball GT who are now in their 30s and who got kids, and they can watch the show with their kids, and at the same time they want to still have the parents entertained and appeal to this. So they want to have the perfect balance with creating this series. Now, the other thing that they also mentioned was that when it came to them creating Dragon Ball Daima as well, they wanted to pretty much innovate the fights and bring back some of the great action sequences to keep the parents entertained when it comes to this. They also state Dragon Ball is not just an anime, and they're understanding just how big Dragon Ball is around the world when it comes to Dragon Ball. They're pretty much looking at it as a phenomenon. So they're saying Dragon Ball is up there with huge drama shows, which it is in a sense. It's bigger than just an anime. And what Akil said in this point, saying that it was a big phenomenon, and that is true. And they're looking to expand even more further outside regions, which means outside of Japan. So that means they're starting to recognize more of America and UK and the Spanish, Latin America, everywhere that's big fans of Dragon Ball, which I think Akira Yoko is the one to really know this. And I feel comfortable with him having Dragon Ball in his hands because he kind of understands where Toriyama is a little bit more secluded to himself. He didn't really know how big Dragon Ball was on the outside, but Akio is someone who definitely would know. And by them having certain people that's on board with Daima and the future of Dragon Ball, they're going to be working on a lot of new things. So Akio Yoku does confirm that he's going to be that Dragon Ball is going to be going on for decades to come. So that means there's definitely more Dragon Balls, and they're working on anime and video games. So a lot more stuff to come. Now back to the Dragon Ball Daima. Akira also reveals in this interview that they didn't really want to try to make too much brand new things. They really just wanted to go and uncover some of the stuff that was already in the Dragon Ball world, which, like he said, with Toriyama pretty much revealing that the pointy ear thing was connected to the demon realm, and he's pretty much saying they're not like new innovative ideas, they're just all stuff that's still connected, and pretty much saying it's a direct connection to the Majin Buu arc in the series, which we all know this, and pretty much explaining that how Super focused more on reaching new power, this is going to be focused more on uncovering that adventure, but also just the lore thing, as we got stuff about Remus or Rimus and other things of the demon realm. So definitely we still got more to see, and he definitely explains that there's a lot of twists and turns, especially on the final episode on February 28th. It's going to be very action packed and huge twists involved, and a lot of people are not going to know what to really expect when it comes to it. So definitely looking forward to that. And pretty much, we could definitely say Dragon Ball is pretty much well alive, and we definitely gonna have more Dragon Ball coming. And this is just a big confirmation of them having that inspiration from Dragon Ball GT. So all the people that was hating on people stating that this is, GT 2.0, this is kind of like a indirect confirmation that this is a almost like a remake of Dragon Ball GT. It's not exactly Dragon Ball GT, but it was definitely made with the spirit in mind of recreating something similar to that, and pretty much bringing new fans to the show who never really watched Dragon Ball to kind of get the gist of what Dragon Ball is about, which is doing a balance of that. It's pretty much taking it back to the roots, trying to mix in different things of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, Dragon Ball Super, even Dragon Ball Heroes. And pretty much it looked like what they're trying to do with Daima is going to be the bridge to bringing all these things together. Whether they do rewrite a new GT, and it's a possibility they can do a Daima season 2, which may end up happening after Super and be the official continuation for, the Dragon Ball franchise outside of Super, or maybe just be those bridges in between the different series and start bringing them all together and making like a different type of series where you have Super running as the main line, and then Daima will be the ones that's connecting everything all together. So that's it for right now. You go check out the interview and see all the different translations. So just go check it out. It's out officially. You can see different translations on Twitter, different people like Herms who gave us the translations to this interview, and other people that's out there, translating the interviews and explaining more details of some of these things that's out right now. So definitely, I can't wait to see this new episode, to see the new episode Awakening, to see what's the new transformation, new forms, new fusions. There's a lot to look at. So stay tuned.